one thing I want to talk about, and this kind of gets us into the conversation of what do we do about burnout, is my frustration with the belief and often the leadership line of, I believe in burnout. I know it's a problem. Take the time you need. Or we have PTO for a reason, use it. Or we have benefits. You can call this, therapy line. Like, don't get me wrong. Progress. Yes. But I will tell you, as somebody who has felt burnout to my core, 4 hours off every other week or whatever, that is not even remotely close to going to solve it. And what it does is it puts the blame back on the person who says, man, I got that extra day off. Why don't I feel any better?
I've been long arguing, and you probably, know how I feel about this, but that self-care isn't the cure for burnout. And
Thank you. Yes.
For a long time, we've been putting the onus on the individual. And it's not that it's not important for us to be engaging in self-care. I mean, we have to look at work as being a component of our lives, but our lives are still really important, and us having psychological fitness and mental health and working on that as individuals. Yes. But when you look at the root causes of burnout, they are systemic. They're not going to be solved with ice cream, which are the perks when people need water. They need to make sure that we're hitting those kind of hierarchy of needs first, because, and in the book I write about this hygiene versus motivation factor theory, which I love the research around this. It's so interesting, but that we need basic hygiene inside of our organizations. We should feel like, and that's really in the root causes, manageable and sustainable workloads, making sure there's fairness and justice, making sure that people feel connected to the values. We also want to make sure that we are connected to community. Community is really important in that. So these root causes, when there's a lack of those things, we want to make sure people are paid properly. That should be table stakes stuff. But in a lot of situations, we're not actually getting the hygiene met. So we're just pushing past that and looking to motivate. And so that's where all the ways that we've been handling the cures for burnout have been in those intent, the subsidized gym memberships and the tech that you listen to Rain for 15 seconds and it's supposed to cure systemic discrimination, inside of our workplaces. I mean, they're great if we're able to be optimizing that group, which means those people have to be in a fairly neutral or healthy state to be able to take advantage of them. And that is not what's happening. And they also need the time. They need to have the time. They need to be supported to do, the workouts that you're giving them in the gym that's sitting empty in your offices. So these are the kind of things, it's like understanding what the root causes are, working at making sure people are at a meeting like hygiene needs. And then as a continuum, understanding that those perks and those benefits come way further downstream. And that's where instead we've been really focused. And now we have to think about it differently.
As you were going through those perks and many of the offered solutions, it made me think we are applying a corporate solution to a human problem.